I bet once and thought I was going to be sick. You recorded?
Hello and
Excellent start.
Great start to this podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Midweek Wind Down. I'm your co-host, James Johnston.
And I'm Joel Vout.
And this week, as you've probably already seen, we've had to cut to Joel. We've got our guest, James Whittaker. Say hi.
Hello.
Talking to the mic, mate.
Hello.
There we go.
We've had a bad start.
Yeah,
not just about me talking about being sick, but just in general. I'm sat in, if you couldn't already tell, I'm sat in a new place because we've only been given 2 mics, which is excellent.
Yeah, it's not a great start to the show, but it's fine. We'll handle it. We adapt here on the Midweek Wind Down. But yeah, so this week we're going to be talking everything gaming related. So we thought we'd bring on James Whittaker because he's got very sort of different expertise.
You're a resident
nerd.
We lived with James in second year, and we arrived, and all we'd speak about was Xbox, and you're like, yeah, Nintendo
and PlayStation.
PlayStation. But like,
mostly Nintendo.
Yeah, the big reason
I don't think I ever saw you on your PlayStation the entire year we lived here.
I haven't had PlayStation Plus in like 2 years. But anyway,
I was going to say, I think the big reason we wanted you to come on for this one was because Joel and I are very Xbox. It's kind of the main one we play, but your like background in games has always been sort of Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, I was brought up on that, but so I can just talk to myself about all these great Nintendo and PlayStation games that you guys have probably never even heard of or played. And you guys can have conversations about Xbox.
I've branched out a little bit. I've got an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a Switch now.
You got your Switch now.
I had the Wii.
As everyone did in existence.
We had so much fun on the Wii last year in second year because, like we said before, the 3 of us lived together, and we made it like our mission to complete the whole of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Forgot. We never finished
we didn't.
It, did we?
We failed that mission.
Tell you what we did. We also we found out completely how unfit we all are.
Yeah.
Because the only game we'd really play was Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, and I felt like I ripped muscles playing that game. Muscles I never even knew existed.
You were naturally talented at the 100-meter sprint. I'll give you that. But that is a lie when you said that's the only game we played because we were obsessed with Mario Party.
Oh,
we played a lot of Mario Party.
Very true. I just never won at that, so I don't remember Mario Party.
See, I got very into Mario Party. Like, I think
strangely. You got really into Mario Party.
I'll tell people that I'm competitive, but until you see me actually playing a game that I think I can win, you have no idea how competitive I will actually get. But so yeah, big one first. What are you guys actually playing at the moment?
Well, I've been playing. I just finished Hollow Knight, which is an amazing indie game that everyone in the world should play, but it's insanely difficult. But I don't know if you guys. I showed you a bit of Hollow Knight.
Yeah, you were speaking to me about it.
It's just insane. It's insanely brilliant. But what I've been playing the past couple of days is just some random game I found on Steam called. Have you ever heard of Getting Over It?
No.
Oh
yes, I've seen it. Is that the guy in the barrel?
A lot of streamers play it. Yeah, it's like you go in a barrel and then you try and get over all these obstacles and stuff to get up to like the highest point in like a 2D map type thing. Yeah. I've been playing like the hardest version of that in the world where only about 30 people in the world have beat it, and it's just the most rage-inducing thing I've ever
all the videos I've seen online are like people just raging at because basically like you swing the mouse around to pull your hook round and you climb up shit, but there are no checkpoints, so you can get like halfway up the map, make one mistake and you're back down at the bottom. You got to start again.
I was playing it yesterday and I lost about 4 hours progress, so I had to throw my laptop through the window.
Yeah, this is what I mean. That's why I could never play that because anyone who's lived with me before knows my Xbox rage is intense.
That sounds horrendous.
It is horrendous. It is horrendous. It's called Pogo Stuck. It's like Getting Over It, but on a pogo stick.
Right.
But it's
worse.
Yeah, it is. But it is horrendous, and I don't rage at games normally, but that makes me physically angry. Like I can't imagine you playing the game like that.
I'd be awful. I'll rage at anything. What about you, Joel? What are you playing at the moment?
FIFA.
I was literally about this, like gaming wise. If you'd have asked me last year, it would have been a good podcast. But for me anyway, and for you guys, it's brilliant because you guys play anything, almost anything. Whereas for me, I'm stuck in my ways with I can't play I've tried playing like shooter games. Like, I enjoyed COD when I was younger. Don't play it now. I got into Fortnite for a little bit. I don't play it now. And over the past month, I've not really been on my Xbox except for Netflix. So this will be a great podcast. But yeah, really for me, it's just FIFA. To be honest, it's all I really. But I tried. I was on Fortnite for a little bit, and I haven't played it properly since the new year. I tried the Apex Legends. People really like it.
Do you not like it?
I mean, I don't like battle royales in general. Really,
Right, okay.
It's just kind of because I'm not too great at shooters because I didn't grow up on them really. So, like, just shooters in general, especially ones where if you're not good, then you'll die, and then you just have to respawn and go back in the menu, and then start again every like 10 minutes. It's just not a good time.
Yeah. That's why you play like me, and you just make friends who can carry you through the games. Like, I'm not good at games. Like, I can, like, because this is the thing, like, Fortnite and Apex on, like, the sort of surface are very similar games, like Battle Royale and all that. But they've got very different control schemes, different ideas, and, like, shooting mechanics. So my thing is, I can get good at one game. So, like, I can play a certain game, so I get good at that game.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone through periods of being good at Fortnite. Rainbow Six Siege, I got good at that for a while, where I was constantly getting the most kills and winning. But then as soon as I try and play another game, I just fall out of it. Like, I can kind of train myself to be good at one game, and that's it.
That was like me going from because Fortnite was out, and then I think it was one of the old CODs got backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
I was buzzing. They're the games that I grew up playing, and I tried playing it, and I was like, this is terrible. I had to like turn it off straight away.
Was that the COD 4 remake or the?
I think it was, because I know one of my mates pays for them all, and we did a thing when we first got Xbox One where whatever he downloads, we used to like split the money and it'd download onto mine.
Yeah.
And then he just went, I need someone to come on it with me, otherwise I'm going to on my own. So he went, just don't give me any money as long as you promise to come on it with me. And I said to him, I was like, right, okay. He was at work, and he went, just have a few games now, and I'll come and get back. And I was like, okay. I went into one free-for-all, and then I've not played the game since.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because I got really excited when it said that Modern Warfare 1 was being remastered, because COD 4, like, when I first started playing Xbox 360, it was COD 4 and Halo 3. They were the big ones. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is one of the games when I first started getting really into Xbox, it's kind of back to that. So, like, me and my friends tried to play it, and it was nothing like we remembered. And I don't think the game...
It never is.
But no, I don't think the game's any different. I think that's the problem. The game is exactly the same. It's just got better graphics. But the people have moved on. People are playing in such different ways that it just doesn't work anymore. Like,
it's not fun.
No. People, like, were so excited for that remaster, and I don't think it did very well.
I'm just waiting.
Probably not.
I'm just waiting for the Black Ops 1 remaster. That's
See, if they remastered Black Ops 2, that's
the only.
Which one of them got backwards compat though? Did they both get backwards compat?
Black Ops 1
on
Xbox,
Xbox, they all did, I think.
Yeah, your PlayStation, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, you say on PlayStation, I barely touch it anymore. To be honest, like I've got Spider-Man still stuck on my shelf that I haven't touched since like.
You've never.
I've got it wrapped on my shelf, and I still haven't touched it for like months of having it.
You bought it and not opened it?
I got it for Christmas, like an early Christmas present.
And you've not opened it?
No.
It's literally,
and that's my fault.
It's one of my like contender for all-time favorite games. Definitely in the last few years, one of my favorite games, because I'm like, I've spoken about this a few times. I'm a big Marvel fan. I love Spider-Man as a character. Yeah, I know. I hide it really well, but no, and like it was just like the storyline's incredible. It looks good. Part of the reason I bought a PlayStation just for that game, but.
I remember you saying that, to be fair.
Yeah.
The only reason you're
But overall, it's fun. And like, because, I just think like you should enjoy playing a game more than anything. If it's not fun, what's the point? And Spider-Man is a well-told story. It looks really good. There are some things that are very predictable, some things that aren't, but it's just fun to play. Even the hard bits, very enjoyable game.
I heard a lot of people say it's literally like a Marvel movie, where it's like, you know what you're getting, and it's amazing. But like, you're not going to be shocked by it. You're just going to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like...
No, I'll
get to it eventually.
See, like, because on the other side of that, part of the reason I bought a PlayStation was because there were so many PlayStation exclusives coming out that I really wanted to play. And like, I tried playing God of War and I was really excited because I love mythology, all that. But that's one where like, it looks good. I just can't get used to the control scheme. So every time I get in a fight, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. It's just not working. So like I've just not really touched that much. Whereas it
was my favorite game of last year. I absolutely adore God of War. It's outstanding.
It was Game of the Year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it beat Red Dead. Rightfully so.
Just like sticking to this topic, I'm going to throw my unpopular opinion in early.
Oh, very early.
We'll get to your guys's or later on, and like other people who told them. But I think unless the game has an online edition, I will not touch it. Like things like Spider-Man, I know you guys enjoy them, I know they're well received, but I will have the worst time. Like Batman Arkham Knight, bought it, played it once, sold it. Like, didn't even get past the first mission. Like, I cannot stand just storyline-based games.
I thought... Sorry, go on.
I wrote a few unpopular opinions, and one of them was the exact opposite of that.
Really?
One of them... Well, I don't know which one was unpopular, whether it was yours or mine, but...
I think mine's probably the most unpopular. Is because I know a lot of, like, Spider-Man, or like even, like, Game of the Year and stuff like that, but I don't know, even if I don't use the online edition, I like knowing it's there and I'm not stuck to one thing. It's like FIFA, I don't really play Ultimate Team that much anymore, but it's the big selling point for me to get it because I think Ultimate Team's really fun, but now I stick to mainly career mode, but it's knowing that I've got something else there to go on to when I get bored of doing that. Whereas with like Batman Arkham Knight, I know you can like free roam and stuff, but other than just doing the storyline, there's not much else to it except for the mini.
I completely disagree.
No.
Same. I played Arkham Knight twice. Just because I really like the game and I really like the single player.
I can stand
the Arkham series are like some of my favorite all-time games. Like confirmed, I love them. I played Arkham Asylum when it originally came out and Arkham City. Bought them both on remastered, completed them all. Like I love them, and particularly Arkham Knight. There was so much end game stuff to do. Like you could find clues to like hunt down other smaller villains in the Batman universe and stuff like this. Like. There was a lot of end game in Arkham Knight, and like they're fun. They've got the best combat system in any game. Like I can't tell you how much I love those games.
The thing is, it's weird because I should have grown up liking them because obviously, like with my brother, obviously he was big into the games before I was because he's older than me. But he never really played games that had an online edition. Like he played like the old CODs, but then he got a PlayStation. We used to share the same Xbox, and then he got a PlayStation, and then never got online on the PlayStation. Mainly because he went online, it means I couldn't because the internet would go dodgy and I'd just kick off. But so he played like the single player games. He'd do all the the campaigns on COD and stuff like that, and then I'd stick to all the online. And like he loves all the Batman games and all that. He loves all the Arkham Knight and all that. But I just think the dog. I think they're terrible.
I think COD's a bit different. I think the COD campaigns are.
But even COD campaigns, I can't do them.
No, I mean, I'm saying the COD campaigns are naff. Like I don't like the COD campaigns.
Some of them are okay.
I played Black Ops 1 and 2 and I didn't like either of them.
I don't really remember the Black Ops 1 or 2 ones. I remember one of the Black Ops having a good campaign.
I remember Modern Warfare 2 having a good mission. And that was it wasn't even a mission. It was basically you go into the museum, set an alarm, and everyone tries to kill you.
I tell you what, Modern Warfare 2 had, and it combines the both. And I will always stand by this. I think the most fun you can have gaming is online co-op campaign, and that was stuff like Spec Ops.
Spec Ops was good.
Exactly. Co-op campaigns are incredible.
The worst thing is that this recently, the friend who I know who really likes COD, he told me about it being backwards compat, so I got it. Like I re-downloaded it all just so we could do Spec Ops, and because he was on Xbox 360, I was on Xbox One. It was so weird. Like, you go into a game, and the start of the mission, you'd be there, and then not even 10 seconds in, he'd be like, "Oh, I've died." But on my game, he's still running around. Like it just it'd lag him out and it'd lag me out on his, but we're still in different parts of the mission.
Yeah.
And then it was just it was proper. Like if they're gonna do it, they need to remaster the game instead of just making it backwards compatible. It doesn't work.
Well, there are rumors of that, aren't there? That Modern Warfare 2 is going to be remastered with the next.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think there were rumors that Modern Warfare 4, which I didn't even know was happening. I just saw this the other day.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same as. I can't remember which one it was, but like if you buy the special version, you get Modern Warfare 2 remastered.
Even I won't buy it. Well, I know
I won't.
I haven't bought a COD since Black Ops 3, and
I get them each year just because there's something to throw on everything, and they come out around the same time as my birthday, so I usually get them for that. But I've not been blown away by a COD since I don't even know. Black Ops 2 is the last one I played a lot of, and I was I think that's because I was good at it. I don't know what's different about that one than the other ones. But I was good at Black Ops 2.
When they started
like
doing all the advanced warfare and stuff, and making
Advanced
it all
Warfare
about
was
like, it's just a bit more high tech. I was like,
what year
it's
did
just not the same.
What year did Black Ops 1 come out? Was it about 2011, 2010?
I was about 10 at the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the year, but I think it was the one after. I think we had. I could be wrong about this, but I think we had Modern Warfare 1, COD 4, then we had World at War,
Modern Warfare 2,
and then either Modern Warfare 2, then Black Ops 1, or
Modern Warfare 2, then Black Ops,
then Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
So it's quite old at this point. Like it's been around a while. We're on the fourth one.
I was just thinking because I wasn't allowed to play shooting games until 2 years after Black Ops 1 came out. So I'd have been about 12. My mum was so strict about like shooters and stuff like that. So I didn't grow up on them, which is probably why I like what I like now. I like
my parents were never strict with that.
Mine were.
I don't know if it's because I had an older brother who was always going to get them anyway. So it was like I'm going to watch him play them all anyway. So I might as well have my own.
No, when I think about it, it sounds like quite a weird rule. But my mum was like, you can only have stuff that's 3 years above you. So when I was 12, I could have 15s. When I was 15, I could have 18s.
Yeah.
And like fair enough. But the weird thing was, it's like there is realistically no difference between a 15 and a 16. It's just which company's done it. But my mum was dead strict on that. If I was 13, I could play 15 games. But if it was a 16, no, you've got to wait another year. Or the other way around. If I was 12, I could play 15s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably why you like single players more than Joel.
It is.
It's because you've been brought up in Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo isn't an online console, really. They never have been.
Not really,
I feel like Nintendo's always been based on that in one room, like all playing on the same console fun, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's like my favorite ways to play a game is either single player, just playing out a story or something, or a party game.
Yeah, like Mario Party, Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Or even FIFA, like games that you can play with mates in the same room. I'd much rather play with mates in the same room.
I don't know why. Like it's weird because even now I don't play like these games with other people. Like I know I haven't been on anything with friends once this year. I don't think I've been in a single like game with friends this year.
See that?
But like I still prefer like the online. I'd rather play online on my own than do a story.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I find that really weird because for me, gaming is very much an online experience. Like I've got friends now that I would call good friends and my best friends that I've met through playing games. Like the big one was Destiny 1. Like I've sunk disgusting amount of hours into that game.
Go on, reveal it to the world.
I'd have to find it, but like hundreds of hours. Like,
how many days do you reckon it is? Like
I think I looked it up at one point and it was like it might have been more than like 20 days overall, maybe longer than that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to find it.
Because some people probably take that as like he's played like he's been on it 20 times, like he's been on 20 separate days. But no, this is genuinely
it's like how many hours? 24 hours. But it was like all because on Destiny it very much encouraged like playing online with people. Groups were set up like looking for group Destiny and stuff like that. And I knew one person, and I saw that he played Destiny a lot, and he was always with a party of people. So I jumped on with him. I was like, "Oh, hi Ben, like can I play with you guys?" And then they were like, "Yeah, sure." And then like through that, I've met friends. So like, there's a core 4 of us now: me, Ben, Aiden, and Chris. Like we still play now, long after Destiny 1 died. But like, I think that was the big thing for me. It's always been online gaming, like just single player. Don't get me wrong, I love a single player game, but like I said, co-op campaign's always going to be the most fun. Like me and my friend Aiden have run through Gears 1, 2, 3, and we're halfway through the 4 campaign. Like they're just fun, especially if you go on like a really hard difficulty, like doing Halo 3, hardest difficulty, 4 players. It's just fun. Like I think it's always better with people.
Sorry, I don't think I've ever made I don't think I've ever made friends online through gaming that I don't know from wherever, except for, dare I say, Minecraft.
Oh, wow.
because who didn't play Minecraft growing up?
I love Minecraft.
Who did touch Minecraft?
Did you not?
No.
I think you've missed out.
It was a generational thing. Like through year 7 till about 9 or 10. Like it was like the Fortnite of our generation.
It was just chilled, and like a few people were like, "But why did you play it?" I was like, honestly, it's oddly addictive. Like you just you just get really into it. It's just fun. It's like I had this conversation recently. It's like it's the same as Sims. People love that, but it's just making families. Like there's nothing to it, but people love it for some reason.
I think I made one friend on Xbox, and it's quite. I was young at the time. I think he was probably about the same age, and it was when I was back. It was Smackdown vs Raw 2008, the best game ever made, and it was incredible that game. But it was this Scottish lad, and we did this because obviously you get. The way that game works is instead of working through levels, you'd work through stars. So when you hit 5 stars, you'd reach the maximum, but it took a lot of time to get there. And we were both like right near it. We were like, we'll do like the tag team match and stuff like that. And there's this like Scottish, like I think he was the same age. He might have been like a year younger, a year above. But then one day he turned around and tried to convince me that John Cena was walking down his street. Never spoke to him since. Like no joke, I blocked him there. And then because it was like one of them I was young and I low key believed it, and was really jealous, so I couldn't.
No, like with
it still hurts to this day.
With my friends, like that I met through Xbox. Obviously, I was called, like I still am. My gamer tag is Elite Chicken, so that's what they would call me because that's what they knew me as. And like, yeah, great name.
I had him on Xbox.
The chicken in E is a 3, so yeah. But
Jesus Christ!
Right, it's not my fault. The version without a 3 is taken. Okay. But yes, like I met up with them in like person, and for the first few times they called me like, "Oh, you're right, chicken." And then like the first few times they started calling me James, I was like, it feels weird like hearing them call me James because to them I'm chicken. It's just a weird one.
I would not call you Elite. Elite is such a better name than just calling you chicken.
Nah, because like anyone can be elite. I'm the only chicken.
It's not even chicken. It's spelled with a 3.
Yeah, they
chick 3.
They get that's exactly what they say. They give me a load of shit. Be like, "You're right, chick 3N." It's like.
No, mine was well boring. Mine was just Vouty.
Yours is just your last name with a Y on the end.
I proper branched out.
What was yours on PlayStation? Like, what's your PSN tag?
I used a gamer tag generator, and it ended up being Mumpazoid, which I thought was quite catchy.
Mumpazoid.
Nice. I like that.
Thought it was quite catchy.
I remember one of my friends did that for his. Well, he didn't do it by choice, but his name on Ultimate Team on FIFA got changed one day. I don't know how it came to it. It was something like his name on Xbox is like Suicidal Toast or something like that. It's like suicidal.
Yeah, it's spelt wrong.
Yeah, it's Suicidal Toast, and they didn't accept that they didn't accept it on Ultimate Team. And it changed it to Latina FC.
Sure,
and
why not?
That's been it ever since he started playing FIFA, which was like FIFA 13. Something like it's been Latina FC.
But it is like that. It's like I feel like with gamer tags and that, it comes from nothing, and you just run with that. Like I think when I was sort of like 12, 13, I'd got a gamer tag, and then me and my friends were like, "Oh, let's start a clan." And then like it was
said it as well.
Well, I mean, we were 12, so that is probably how we sounded, yeah. But and the rule was it had to be elite something, and there had to be an E towards the end so that it could be a 3. That was our like kind of branding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone else was like elite shooter, elite sniper, and I was like, I can't think of anything. What it is? What could I do? And one random guy just went in the party. Oh, what about chicken? And it stuck. It's stuck from then. I've had that gamer tag for years. And I've made it my brand. Like that's who I am now. But no, like I put a lot of hours into gaming.
We should have introduced ourselves in this podcast as our gamer tags.
Oh.
So you said, "Hey guys, Elite Chicken here."
I won't put our Twitter handles on the thing. I'll put our gamer tags this time.
Going back to what you just said then about putting a lot of time into games, you said 20 days, and I know 20 days was a minimum for what you put into Destiny because I've seen. I know it was more than 20 days when I saw it. I don't know the exact amount of days though. But if it was of a minimum of 20 days, that's 480 hours you've put into Destiny 1 alone.
I don't know. Hang on. I'll try and find it on here. I'll see if I can log in.
I remember I swear when you showed me it was something like 24 to 26 days.
Honestly, it could be because like it would reset on either a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and constantly everyone would be on. We'd be completing all the nightfalls, the raids, and like we'd try and get 3 raids done a night, and you could sometimes be on like for hours trying to get one done, and we would do them 3 times a week with each character. Like it was like almost a set thing that everyone would be on at this time on that time.
I don't think I like grindy games like that. It is. I've heard people say Destiny's just a massive grind. Is that like accurate?
It's kind of it's one of those ones where you need to put the hours in to get the most out of it. Like
it'd be like something like Red Dead or GTA, wouldn't it? If you go online, well, not at the start because GTA had all the where people like. I remember when we first started playing GTA, some guy who we were mates with, and it was the first time I went on Xbox with him. Turned around and went, "Oh, there's a bounty on someone there, and it's worth like 200 billion because it had been like hacked or something."
Yeah.
And he ended up killing it and splitting all the money with us. And then like a month later, it all got patched, like all these hacks and stuff that were possible. So we ended up losing like nearly everything we had. Everything we bought, we still kept. We got to keep hold of, but all the money that was in there got rid of. And I think it was not a game like, but then GTA, if it had started like that with all the patches and stuff like that, that'd have been a game you have to put the time into to get all the money and get everything you've got now.
It's not because the thing with Destiny is a lot of it is like the whole random drops and that. So you have to play for hours, killing loads of things to hope that you get a drop and then hope that drop has the right.
That sounds really frustrating.
Oh, it is, and it's like it's stuff like there was one strike you had to do, and you had to do it all the way to the end, and then you might get a drop of this certain weapon, and then you had to hope that that weapon had what's like a certain role in it, so it had these right perks to be perfect, and like it'd be like spent ages, finally done it, didn't get the weapon, never mind, do it, spent ages, finally done it, got the weapon. Oh no, it's a bad version, got to do it again. Like it was a lot of grind and stuff like that, and I feel like the main reason we did it was we didn't have any other games to play.
What's the they did that with a COD recently, and I remember being told about it. It was like something to do. They introduced like loot crates.
Yeah,
like
loot crate's been a thing for a while.
So it's more like you got to. There's another one where you got. It's like one of them. Play it more until you get lucky with like a crate. But I guess it's the same.
Are they like mandatory or is it one of is it thinking
because
COD's a full price game? You'd think that they give you the option to unlock them through like gameplay, which is what I think companies should do unless the game's free.
I feel like COD was always more cosmetic than you never really got an advantage in the game. Yeah. I don't know.
I think this is another thing about me with like with the whole. I think this probably links to the fact that I don't do stories. It takes too long. Is like say things like FIFA and stuff with Ultimate Team. I have to throw a bit of money on at the start of the game just to get a few packs and get myself started because I just can't sit there and work with the bare minimum and just grind it out. I have to. I want it to be fun straight away, otherwise I'll get bored. So I throw a bit of money on buying packs, and that's why I won't like all these like loot crates and stuff with COD. I think that's going to slowly ruin it because people enjoyed the whole grind aspect to COD. Like even when I played it properly when I was younger, I enjoyed the whole work into a prestige. I didn't get very far because I would just get annoyed with it and I'd just come off the game. But like when you did prestige, it was like it felt like an achievement. Then you're back to the bare minimum again. You'd be like, oh, what's the fucking point?
Yeah,
I tried playing. I think I haven't played FIFA properly in years. I think the last time I bought a FIFA was 15, or 16. I can't remember. But I remember in that I tried to kind of build my Ultimate Team from the ground up without buying anything, and it's just impossible unless you're like a master trader. Like it's just.
I mean, there's got to be something to it because I've got mates who don't put any points on, and like I look at their teams. Bear in mind, I've probably put about 40 quid on this year's FIFA.
What the hell?
Sorry, we've got a guest at the moment.
Okay.
He could have stayed to say hello. But yeah, and like they won't put any points on, and they've got better teams than me, and I've put money on, and it like they put more hours into actual Ultimate Team, but like. I think have you just found your playing time on Destiny? Because I saw your face.
I'm looking at it.
You look like you're going to be sick.
I'll get it in days. Hang on.
But yeah, like it's weird. There's got to be a way to do it, and I don't have the time.
It's kind of dedicating like all your not your life, but like all your spare time, all your gaming goes on that. And it's just
game online is 20 minutes.
And I mean, like
that's a long time.
I'm more so thinking like the market. Like you've got to dedicate yourself to becoming like good at trading and stuff. Yeah. And that's just not.
I think
not for me.
Yeah.
I think we've got breaking news on the midweek rundown. How big of a nerd is James Johnson?
I was like, I think I had the least time out of all my friends because I joined Destiny quite late. I had 38 days, which is 922 hours. And 55,344 minutes I played on Destiny 1.
38 days.
Yeah, I told you I was big on Destiny 1. I think that's probably the game. I think the only one that can combat that would maybe be GTA Online because I played a lot of that as well. I like to have one game that I will grind.
I think the most I've spent on a game, not include. Well, I don't know. Like those games on like the Wii or like back in day. What? You just
I'm genuinely in shock.
The worst thing about that is I'm low-key proud of that.
I think like back in the day, like I might have spent more time on a game or something. But the most like I've got written down, not written down, but like on archive on the console is like 120 on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I think that's the most.
I feel like that's because that's a single player.
Hours.
No.
120 days.
That's like a single player game. Like this was online. I feel like that's why we put so much into it. Also, let's not forget, I feel like Destiny 1 was big on my gap year. Like that, I had nothing to do but play Xbox.
I reckon some of my spot, especially FIFA, has got like a lot of time put onto it. But like you can vouch for this. It's like you've walked into my room so many times, and because I've got my Xbox set to a thing where it doesn't turn off until I've not touched anything like 10 hours. So like I'll play a game and I'll put the controller down and then I'll leave the house and I'll just forget that the Xbox is on.
Yeah.
So I've probably got like days of gameplay in a game because I've not even touched it. It's just been on.
But so like we mentioned earlier, like the whole Arkham games, like Arkham City and Arkham Knight remastered. If you guys could have any game remastered for the current generation of console, what would that be?
Smackdown vs Raw 2008, featuring ECW.
I mean, that kind of gets remastered every year with the latest version.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. I don't play them anymore because I have bought some recently. I bought the one 2 years ago, and I probably played about 10 hours of it, which sounds like a lot, but when it comes to actually playing it and working on something, it's not a lot at all.
I was going to say 10 hours, Joel. Get on my level.
No, but for people who don't like gaming, if you say, I spent 10 hours on something, they'd be like, 10 hours is still quite a long time.
Yeah.
But to spend on a game, especially because the story mode on that if you did the story mode on that, it took about 10 minutes to load one small scene. Okay. But yeah, it's not the same. I was really good at Smackdown vs Raw. That's probably the problem. I was really good at I'm not good at it.
The first Red Dead and like GTA 4 being like that, the loading screens were horrendous. Yeah. What about you, James? If you could remaster anything?
I'm gonna give a Nintendo one and another one.
All right.
So Nintendo, Mario Galaxy, actually, or Mario Sunshine. Mario Galaxy was my favorite that I played. I haven't played Mario Sunshine. I quite like to give that a go.
Mario Galaxy on the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
That's one of my favorite games like ever. And Mario Sunshine was GameCube. I think.
Yeah, that's going back a bit.
Yeah, but that's why I want it on a new thing because I'd like to give it a go. But and then apart from that, I would like Portal 2.
Really?
I really love Portal 2, but I haven't played it since PS3 because I sold it with my PS3.
Yeah, I played the first one, never played Portal 2.
Portal 2 is so good. I love Portal 2. I didn't
have a concept. I feel like that's one of those games where it's like everyone thinks about Portal now and like, oh yeah, it's old and it's generic. But when it was the first one to do it, like it wasn't not stereotype. It wasn't like a stereotype. It was the first one and everything copied that.
Yeah.
Like, what was you, Joe? I feel like you.
I thought with another one. I don't know why I didn't say it straight away. Bully.
Yeah.
I've heard so many good things about Bully. I've never played it. No, I don't know.
If you had an Xbox, it went really. They've not remastered, but they made it backwards compatible, and they made it really cheap on the store. So I ended up buying it again. But it's like they said, it's been in the works for years. They've always said they're going to make a Bully 2, but they don't even have to just remaster the original, and I'll be just as happy. That's
another one that can be on my like all-time favorite games ever because I feel like that was one of the first single-player campaigns that I was like, right, I'm going to 100% this. I'm going to get all the collectibles. I'm going to do everything.
That might be the
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be the only campaign where
I was about to say
that
single-player campaign.
But yeah, that's probably the only one that I really... Because even GTA, when I got it, obviously online didn't come out straight away.
Yeah.
And then online came out, and I was maybe 50% through the campaign, and I've not touched the campaign since.
I'm going to throw out mine for you, and I think you'll both low-key kick yourself for not saying it. I want it because it was a great game, loved it at the time. And I'd love it to come back now because I feel like it's one that I could 100% and get all the achievements on. Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, okay, yeah. James wins.
That was the original GTA before we were allowed GTA.
I think it was like sometime last year we went out back home with a few mates from back home, and we all ended up staying at one of our mates. And we woke up the next morning, we were all hungover, and he went, "Look what I've just found!" And he brought down one of the old consoles with Simpsons Hit and Run, and we were meant to leave like within the hour, and I think we ended up spending the whole day there. All of us just taking turns on it. What a game!
Yeah, it's incredible. We've done that loads. Like my house parties I used to have when I was sort of like 15. You know, everyone would be there on the night, and there'd just be the few people left over in the morning, and we'd just spend the whole next day playing Battlefront 2. Like I think that would be another one up there for like
yeah,
remastering.
I tried getting into Battlefront, but it's like I don't mind shooter games, but that was one of the more complicated shooter games. And I don't do well with that.
Speaking of like GTA and GTA Online, they have got one of the most, like the cleverest systems I've ever seen for an online sort of world. And that's because they're constantly bringing out new stuff. It rarely gets old and stale because there's always new free like updates coming out. Like think about, did any of you play GTA Online when it released?
Yeah.
I played like a couple of years after I was late to the GTA party.
But like,
how long have you been out for now? Because I was playing it in college, and they're still updating it to this day, like regularly.
2013, maybe.
I might have been. Was I in college?
I was definitely in high school. I think. I say definitely. I think, but like honestly, it's so different now from when it first came out because they're constantly updating it, and it's just kept people still play it today. And like I think that's why, because there's constantly new stuff coming out. There's new stuff to do. I think that's why Red Dead Online didn't do very well.
I was about to say, I've not. You guys got Red Dead, especially. I know you got it.
I didn't get Red Dead.
Did you not get it?
No, it was
well,
Harry,
I know you got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Harry, yeah. And I know you guys, like, you put the hours into it because you were so into it, and then I think you both turned around and said, "Oh yeah, we completed the campaign."
I've still not completed it.
Oh, have you not completed it?
No, I got too sidetracked with side missions and stuff like that. Like, whenever I get to a certain point on like a Rockstar game, I'll do all the side missions, then the story mission. Then it'll give me 5 more side missions, so I'll do all them, then the story mission. So it takes me a while to get through them.
When was the last time you played it?
The other day, I loaded it up.
Oh, did you?
Before that, it had been a while.
I know Harry was like non-stop with it, and he was like he 100%ed it really fast before all the side bits came out. He was like really quick, and he used to talk about it all the time, and he's not spoke about it since he 100%ed it.
Because the thing with the online, it was fun. It was no different from the single player. It was still like really good to play. It worked well, but there wasn't enough to do.
Yeah,
like you did the few missions, you did a couple of side stuff, and it's like, right, so now I've just got to redo them to grind and get money and experience, and
I feel like it's hard with such a big world like Red Dead 2, and then with you kind of limited to horses. You're not got cars and planes and all that you got in GTA.
I was worried about that when it came out, and I was completely right about it. It's like getting from even like not that far from one place to another. It takes so long just because of the horses.
I think one of the things they did really well with GTA was they had all these races and missions that you could do, like with friends online. Then they also gave that aspect of let the community create races. So then you could try new things and try that. And then when people were gradually getting to the point where like, oh, we feel like we've done a lot, they brought heists out, and they were working on heists from the minute they released online. They were working on heists, and when they came out, they were incredible.
Yeah, I don't feel like they disappointed. That's one that I've always wanted to do. Like I said, co-op campaigns are some of the most fun. I've always wanted to get a team of 4 people who are fairly decent at the game and try and go for the Criminal Masterminds challenge of doing every heist on hard difficulty, same 4 people, no one dies once. Like you can't die in any setups or anything.
Don't get me in that team. Jesus Christ.
See, that's the other thing why I think I'd like to do that. I'm not great at COD. I'm okay at Fortnite. For some reason, I know the reason. I'm good at GTA Online because it has auto aim.
You are, sorry. Yeah, you're good at the shooting.
That's like if you can get used to just how much you have to move the right stick to get a headshot on quickly, you're golden.
I was okay at driving on GTA. I wasn't great at anything else. I was good at punching randomers in solo.
And I think that's one thing that GTA 5 lost that GTA 4 had, because GTA 4 was you messed around, it was fun, there were no consequences. Me and my friends first got GTA 5 online. We were playing it, we were loving it. We got a bit of cash doing missions, and then we were like, oh, let's just mess around. And we were killing each other that's funny. And then we looked back at the virtual accounts, and we'd lost all our money through hospital bills and stuff. It's like, oh, so they've kind of taken out the messing around and just having fun. Yeah. There are now consequences.
Well, that's it. As soon as we got all the money taken off us from that glitch, we all kind of fell out of love with it. Just because it was one of them, we didn't want it. It started to feel a bit like FIFA again, where you have to really put the grind in or put money in to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, we're not having fun anymore. So we all kind of.
It's one of them. It's games like that encourage you to come load it up every day. Do you daily challenges or keep the updates? It's great for the loyal people because it keeps them coming back.
Yeah.
But for the casual ones, it makes it a lot harder to just drop in and out of it, and it's very easy to just fall out of playing that game. Fortnite's been a big one for this one because it does so many updates. If you don't play it for a month or a week, you've missed so much, and you've fallen out of it very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Sticking to aspects of games of what for you guys, what's your favorite like aspect of a game, whether it's online or solo. 'Cause I know mine personally, just for having friends playing, it was by far pro clubs on FIFA. Like we used to spend hours and hours and hours just going and going, like doing all the cups, doing all the leagues, doing all like the divisions, stuff like that. And it was hilarious. Like from the start to the finish, like it was incredible.
Yeah. I don't know if this is what you mean by, but like I said before, online co-op campaign.
Yeah, no, yeah. So like from which game though? Like,
Halo 3 is always the big one. I think of that like proper old school, like just because you could have 4 people. Like I've really enjoyed doing the Gears of War 1, 2, and 4 co-op campaigns, but you can only have 2 people. That whole having 4 people on Gears 4 and Halo 3, like, yeah, it's just so much fun. Particularly when you go for the stuff like hardest difficulty, and like Halo's got this thing called Lasso Legendary All Skulls On. So like you get very little ammo, you can't see any of your HUD, you can't even see where you're aiming.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot harder. And I just like challenges like that. Like they had achievements called Vidmaster achievements where you had to do very specific, very hard challenges. You had to play the game in a certain way to try and get them. And I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you could reach. Well, you could have 11 people on pro clubs. You could have every position filled with people.
I love the idea of that.
I think we reached like 8 people once, and
I think
shit show.
I think it's I think it's a better idea than it'll turn out to be.
Sounds great
if you have
theory,
11 people.
yeah.
It was funny, but then you weren't gonna win.
No, Jesus Christ. What about you? What would you say has like been one of your favorite aspects?
I mean, I've barely played any co-op games. So,
or just like like if you don't know about the aspects like co-op games, or like storylines.
Like, what's your favorite mechanic in a game?
Yeah,
not mechanics, but like I think a game's soundtrack is the importance of a decent soundtrack is like so like major.
Oh yeah,
FIFA was incredible at that. To be fair.
Yeah,
was really good at that. Have
you heard? They had a good soundtrack, but I feel like you mean more score than a soundtrack.
Score and soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Because FIFA, I genuinely think FIFA had an influence on my music taste now, like indie 100%. and indie kind of two-door cinema club type stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. It's what I listen to now.
But they have a mix of everything. Like now, like, even in the games now, they'll start adding people who do like grime artists and stuff like that. Like, they've got a mixture of all music.
Because when you said that, I think scores and like the Uncharted. I'm
thinking
really
scores as well. Scores as well for sure.
Halo's like.
Halo's is iconic. You got all those meme
love
videos
the Halo
of
music.
people
Like
singing
the last level of Halo 3, it's just called Halo. The Halo song is playing where you're driving along all these platforms that are like breaking underneath you. It's one like, it's just
like GTA
iconic. Yeah,
with all the radio stations like that. What are they like? Non-stop.
Non-stop pop FM.
And they had like the rock station. Like they were incredible.
Yeah.
Like, they made doing all the races more fun, I'd say, just because you got to pick. Because they had how many choices did they have? They had like 15 radio stations.
Quite a few. They added more.
It was great.
Another one, they added more to GTA.
Yeah.
But I've just seen I've got one talking point on here that I was going to ask. I don't know what Joel would say, but I think I know James's answer. What's been the biggest gaming disappointment that you've had? Because
I don't know what I'd say.
Oh, because I remember you in second year.
I've got one.
I swear it was. I think it was you. You were like big on like, oh, No Man's Sky is going to be great, and then you bought
I
it.
was.
Oh,
I
did
was,
you not buy
I was
it?
one of the only people who was like, No Man's Sky is gonna be fucking awful.
Oh, okay.
I called out from the minute I saw it. I was like, this game is gonna be empty as fuck.
Yeah, I feel like that was everyone's biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
Do you have any like?
Sorry, SmackDown vs Raw 2009.
I was like, because it wasn't 2008.
It wasn't 2008, and they added in stamina. And what a shit show that was. Like you'd run around for like 2 seconds, and your character would be like dying on his arse, and you'd have to wait for his stamina to go back up.
I feel like sometimes games, like franchises, ruin themselves by like, oh, let's make it more realistic. It's like, I'm not playing this game for it to be realistic. Like sometimes I want
WWE's fake anyway.
Yeah. Well, like, are there any big disappointments that come to mind? Where you wanted it to be so good, and it was just like.
There's not big disappointments. I remember being really, really excited for Horizon Zero Dawn, but I mean, a lot of people like that, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Yeah. It was just one of those things. I just didn't enjoy it. But massive disappointments. I don't think so, because I normally kind of look up what I'm gonna buy, because games are so expensive, like 60 quid a game most of the time, and it's just like you kind of want to look into it beforehand.
See, I don't really buy games anymore.
See, I pre-order.
games. I buy games, but like I definitely have to look into it beforehand. just because I would never buy one on a whim.
It's one of them.
I'm a sucker.
Unless it's a cheap one.
I'm a sucker for pre-ordering a game, and then because you can download them now, I love playing it at midnight. Like I did that with Spider-Man in the house this year. I did it, and like that was a great experience. One of my big gaming disappointments was Agents of Mayhem, because
Neither have I.
I was really excited for it because it was made by like the same people that made the Saints Row games. It was set like it was going to be very similar, and it was awful. It was just clunky. It was just like Saints Row. You've always had your character that you customize. These you had to use set characters with different abilities, and it just wasn't fun to play. And that like kind of brings me on to my unpopular opinions for gaming, is that it doesn't matter how good the game looks, it doesn't matter how good the storyline is, if the gameplay isn't good, I won't enjoy it. And because that, like, it reminded me, one of my disappointments in gaming was Last of Us. I know you love it. I was really excited for it. It was another part of the reason I bought a PlayStation, because it was an exclusive. I was really excited for it. I heard it was really good. I tried playing it, and there were bits I was like, that looks really good. Like, oh my gosh, this must be a good storyline. But it wasn't fun to play. I wasn't enjoying it because the control schemes felt clunky. It felt weird. And I'm just like, if it were a film, I'd love it. But as a game, I'm not enjoying playing it, so I don't think it's good.
There's certain games that for me are the ones that have got like so many like cutscenes. Like I'm sure there was a game recently that everyone started playing, or I think I might have got it as well. But there was so many cutscenes that it was like you are sat there. Like for the life of me, I can't remember what the game was, but there were so many cutscenes that someone made a compilation of every cutscene without any breaks, and it made like a feature-length film.
The two Injustice games are like that. They like sort of Street Fighter ones with DC characters. They're like that. On YouTube, you can watch the Injustice film, which is all the cutscenes, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And like I kind of like that because it should be just a simple fighting game that's got a great storyline to it.
But then you want to you want to play the game.
If it's a game where it's like you're thinking this could have been told whilst I'm playing, rather than like a fighting game like Injustice, if that's got a story to it with cutscenes and stuff, then that's good, because it's like you can't tell a story whilst doing the fighting game mechanics and stuff like that. But like, I get people that say like The Last of Us, like you didn't like it because it was clunky, or you didn't like it because there's too many cutscenes. It felt like a movie. I get that opinion, but I'm just like, I don't know. I was mesmerized by it the first time I played it. To be honest,
I think part of it was just a problem with mine was it was hype. Like so many people said how great it was, so I expected to be blown away, and I was just like,
I didn't really see much of it before like it came out. I wasn't really that into like looking into games before it came out, but so I just kind of bought it on a whim, and that was like great. But yeah.
That was the exact reason I didn't buy Red Dead in the end. I was going to ask for it. I was originally going to buy it myself, and then I realised Christmas was on the corner. I was like, I've not asked for anything yet. So I was like, I might ask for that. And then I realised that I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get someone to spend 50, 60 quid in it for me. I'm going to play it for a good 2 minutes, and I'm never, ever going to go on it again. I'll try the online, probs hate it, and go back to FIFA.
Yeah.
I think the problem with online is like you'd find the same thing if you just picked up GTA Online or Red Dead Online, the same thing. You'll jump into a game, you'll have no weapons, you'll have no vehicles or horses yet, and you'll just get demolished by people that have got all the top stuff now. Like,
I did try Red Dead once, and it was me and my mate from back home, because he'd bought it, and he was like, I've literally not, it had been out about a month and a half by this point, and he was like, I've got it, I've opened the case, but I've not put it in. He was like, I went to go on it, and there was something else on, so I didn't go on it. And I think by the time I finally went round to his house, he played about an hour of it, and we got there, and it was at the point where you've kind of got to watch more than you play.
Yeah.
And we weren't on it long at all. I think we played about 15 minutes of it, and it was one of them, like, I thought it was like GTA, where you can have the storyline, but kind of make your own decisions, kind of a thing. So like, there was a scene at the start, and it's a man's taken one of the girls into the room, and he's drunk, and he's trying to do stuff, and you run in and stop him. And I ran in there and just thought, let's kick fuck out of him. And you can't do that. Like, you hit him a couple times, and apparently you've hit him too many times, and then it's like, oh no, restart. So what you've got to do is threaten him. He apologises. I think you can hit him once, then you've got to leave. You've got to take Red Dead.
2 or 1?
The newest one.
Yeah,
so 2. Yeah. It was right near the start. and it was just.
I remember that.
Yeah, and there was another one where I shot a horse, and apparently that wasn't okay, and we had to restart the mission. I was like, "This bullshit! Like, let me do what I want to do."
Yeah, I mean,
no freedom.
I haven't played it myself, but I mean, it seems like what I've seen of it. It just seems so much is just cinematic horse riding, and I just can't. I just can't justify buying that.
No, I can see what you mean. Right, I'm really sorry, Joel. This might be a moment where you kind of have to take a back seat, but I feel like we're doing a gaming podcast at this point. I'd be stupid not to ask James, what do you think of the new Pokemon Shield and Sword that's been announced and all that? Yeah, Joel's never played a single Pokemon game.
Like,
are you not excited about
it? It is what it is. I don't know. Like they've hyped up the idea of a new Pokemon on Switch a lot, and I'm kind of mute to it at this point. Like I'm a Pokemon fan, but it's just kind of I'd like something new, new, like something. I say I didn't like online stuff, but I feel like Pokemon's just become so stagnated with what it is. It's just kind of I'd like something where I don't know. I don't know what I want. Maybe like the way that Zelda kind of reinvented itself with Breath of the Wild. Yeah. I mean, everyone says that they want that, but with Pokemon, and it's kind of a little disappointing that we didn't get that. It's just kind of new Pokemon, but with better graphics, but not that much better.
Yeah. See, my thing is like I like the idea that it looks like it's set in England. I kind of like that idea because
represent.
It's our thing. Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm alright with the starters. There's one in there where I'm like, yeah, that'll be the one I'll pick.
Which one?
The water one, whatever it's called.
Yeah, same.
Sproggle or something like that. I don't know. I haven't learnt it yet. But the thing that annoys me is it's gone back to normal catching style, normal battle style. So like, I'm just kind of like, what was the point of Let's Go?
I thought Let's Go was not.
I liked Let's Go.
No,
I really liked it.
It was naff. Like it was just not.
I think it's like. I get what people said, like it made it easier, and that's fine. I understand that problem. But what it allowed was, it meant that if late game you caught a new Pokemon that you wanted to now add to your team, it was easy to bring him up to your level. Like, you weren't then like, right, now I've got to spend ages training this one just so it's usable.
I suppose it's just... Let's Go was just so watered down, like... As much as Pokemon can be watered down, but it was just, I don't know. The only good thing that I feel like it brought to it was not getting rid of random battles. So you just walk in the grass and then it's just whatever. That's the only thing I thought was good.
There's a lot less faff in the
Sorry,
game.
Joel.
Right, yeah.
I'll give a quick unpopular opinion, just to upset one of our housemates, but Pokemon's dog.
I mean...
Pokemon's awful.
I feel like if you don't grow up on it, then that's.
Well, my brother used to play it all the time.
Yeah, but you didn't.
No, but like I'd see him playing it, and just watching him playing it was just boring. I downloaded Pokemon Go, had that for all of 10 minutes, caught that fire thing, and then someone told me it wasn't good.
I think Pokemon's the kind of one you won't enjoy watching, you enjoy playing because it's like it's your profile, it's your Pokemon.
I didn't have a Pokemon. My brother would let me play it. It was just.
But you were playing his profile, weren't you?
No, he gave me it for my own.
Oh, okay.
Like console. It was just.
You're just a loser.
Yeah, I'm the loser.
Because that's another one I've got on here. It's like first game you got hooked on.
Smackdown vs Raw 2008.
I think mine might be Pokemon Sapphire. That was the first one I ever had. Like that's one of the ones I remember being like, playing it a little bit and be like, this is incredible. Like I've got to just keep going. It was like the proper one where like after I'd been sent to bed, I was still sat there under my bed sheets playing it because it was handheld.
Nintendogs.
It
was okay.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah. Oh, get out. Nintendogs was quality.
You could take them to bloody you could do
like
courses with them.
You could do courses, you could send them on walks and then meet other people with Nintendo.
The only thing I didn't like was they're too small, they can't go and walk that far. I was like, I'll carry him. I don't mind. I'm going to the site. So just like, come on now. Oh, Nintendogs. What a game.
Well, isn't there like a new one?
It's like
it's Nintendogs, but not Nintendogs.
It's someone's made some indie company is making like knockoff Nintendogs for Switch, and I'm just like,
the best thing about Nintendogs is that title. Like there must have been someone sat in a board like, right, so we're Nintendo, we want some.
That title is money. Sorry.
Nintendogs. He must have been like.
Did you ever play the Jurassic Park game? Where you could make your own.
No.
Oh, that was good. You could make your own park. That was quite good.
Like Roller Coaster Tycoon or whatever.
They're the ones that you got to. They're another one. I didn't spend too much time on it because there were ones like the Facebook games where you'd like Farmville and stuff like that, where you'd get something and you're like, oh, you got to wait 24 hours for it to grow. So you spend a day on it, you get the first thing done, and you're like, yeah, I'm all right now.
Going back to the Jurassic Park thing, what happened to games that like were based off movies, and now it's movies based off games?
That's a talking point. I've got movie tie-in games because they were awful. That's what's happened to the games. They stopped making them because they were awful.
I'm trying to think of any movie games.
Did you ever play WALL-E?
No,
the WALL-E
I've never seen WALL-E.
Oh, you're missing out.
WALL-E, isn't it?
Well, WALL-E.
There you go. You've got to say it like that every time. But no, because like to be fair, when I say that, I'm going off like Marvel tie-in games, like Iron Man 1 and 2, awful.
That's
Thor, awful. Captain America.
I didn't even know they had games.
Yeah,
honestly,
but like the worst thing about them is they can't afford it, so they don't have Robert Downey Jr. and all that doing the voices, so it just sounds and looks really weird.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, are they making a Marvel gaming universe based off the cinematic universe? Because I know that Spider-Man's coming up, and I heard all these rumors about like Iron Man games.
Yeah, because like Spider-Man PS4 is littered with references to other heroes. There's the Avengers Tower in there. There's the Sanctum Sanctorum for Doctor Strange. Loads of references to other heroes. And I think they're trying to set up a gaming universe with it, but I don't want to get too excited because Arkham Knight did that as well. Arkham Knight had loads of references to like Lex Luthor, Superman, The Flash, but nothing's happened about that yet. So it could be years till we get anything to do with it.
Going off games from when I was younger, the best thing to do for anything, if you want to make a good game for a movie, especially superheroes, make it Lego.
The Lego games are incredible.
I never played
Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, but they were awesome.
I love those games.
And they were ones that you could do co-op as well.
Yeah, a bit of
fun.
They
were really good.
And they're really easy achievements.
Yeah. I'm not really asked for the achievements.
I've completely listened. Yeah, that's why I've got over 100,000 games score, because I am asked about it. But we're almost coming to the end, so do you want to quickly do our weekly what ifs?
Yeah. In fact, I think it's one of that. It's a really quick one. You can just give the answer straight away. If you could just live with one, Xbox or PS4?
Xbox.
Change mine to PS4 or Switch because I don't have an Xbox. Until Switch.
Switch. Yeah, Xbox all the way.
See, I think the thing you'd struggle with the Switch is it doesn't have any like Netflix or YouTube or stuff like that.
No, but I barely even use my PlayStation for that anymore. I just use my laptop.
Fair enough. Like mine's a bit more long-winded, but it's like, right, so you get to be a gaming YouTuber, you literally get to play games for a living, that's your job, but you can't choose your games, like sponsors and like whatever's trending, you have to play that, and you can't play outside of that. Like you can only play during videos and what you're chosen, but you're gaming for a living. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you making like good money? Are you a successful YouTuber?
It's your career, so like you make a decent living out of it. You're not the top, but you don't have to do other jobs.
You just can't branch out of that one game. You're just stuck to that.
No, you can play other games, but it's like Fortnite's trending this week. A sponsor has paid you to play GTA this week, so you have to play.
So you have to play what they tell you to.
You can't.
Yeah, you don't get to choose your games. Basically.
Oh, okay.
That changes things.
I think. Probably. I don't know.
Because it's not. If I could choose my own games, then it's like then it's different because you.
But there's no downside to it then, James.
But there's also you guys got to think the money in YouTube's insane. Like even people who have got like a couple 100,000 subscribers and make like they don't work anymore.
Say that though, but like you see a lot of big time YouTubers tweeting and stuff saying that like because of money's being
they get like monetized,
videos being demonetized, they lose so much money that they
people just don't swear. Like that's really hard to do, especially when you're raging. But just don't say anything offensive. Don't
people
swear.
Try that, but like YouTube's apparently it's really weird with what it will and won't demonetize stuff for, and like copyright strikes. Like it's a whole minefield apparently. Yeah. So do you think would you do it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've come this far in uni. I feel like I wouldn't quit for that. But like if I could choose my own games, I think it'd be stupid to say no.
Yeah.
But like if I could only play like whilst I'm streaming or YouTubing.
Yeah.
I think the way I see it is people do YouTube now and are branching out into so much more.
Yeah. I think I'd have to say no. Not so much about having to play certain games, just the whole not being able to play outside of it. Like, you wouldn't be able to just come home or like finish your video and be like, right, I want to play this game now. Oh, but I can't.
I feel
but it's one of them. Your job is to play games inside your room. Then, so like, if you're doing that for hours on end to get the content, are you really going to then want to spend more time playing a different game outside of it?
It's maybe like because say you've got to play Fortnite, so you play that for hours. And it's like, right, that's quite stressful because it's constantly competitive. Now I just want something chilled. Oh, but I can't just play that. I mean, I get what you're saying. You probably wouldn't want to. I don't want to leave my house. Yeah, on that note, we've hit the hour mark, so I think it's kind of time to wrap up this podcast. Thank you all for watching. James, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sure we'll see some more of you in the future. Cheers, thank you.